Level 1. The Invisible Child. There's a place in the world where it's better not to be born. You're born there anyway. You're just a few months old when it starts. Your mother's 15. Every morning, before the sun's fully up, she ties you to her back in a cloth and walks into the hills. 30 minutes through the heat and the mud to reach the mining fields. You sleep against her spine while she digs. When she gets too tired to keep going, she doesn't take you home. She can't afford to stop. She gently lifts you off her back and places you in a cardboard box next to the trench. Then she climbs down into the muck and keeps digging. You sleep in that box under the scalding sun, your tiny chest rising and falling, inhaling whatever is in that air. Nobody knows exactly what is in that air. Nobody asks. This is your first day at the mine. It will not be your last. A few years later, your family has to move out. The mining company expands and demolishes your village. The mines have been swallowing up land for years, pushing out thousands of families. Yours is next. Your new place has no electricity, no running water. People drink from narrow wells ringed with old Jeep tires. Everyone grows what they can in small dusty fields. The nearest clinic is 5 kilometers away. The nearest school is 7. But you can't afford school anyway. So instead of a classroom, you get a mine. Because if you don't dig, you don't eat. Level 2. The Washer. You're 8 years old, and you work in a mine with your father and 2 uncles and their children. Your group digs inside a 5-meter deep pit. You dig closer to the surface with a small shovel. The men go deeper. At the bottom, there's a foot of dirty water. You fill a large sack with mud and dirt and stones. With each strike of the shovel, a small cloud of dust rises into your lungs. Then you drag them 30 meters to the washing pool. The sack is bursting. It probably weighs more than you and your cousin combined. Your cousin tips the sack over and empties it by hand into a pile next to the pool. You step in barefoot. You grab the sieve and jam one end into the dirt at the edge. Your cousin scoops the stones onto it with a small shovel. You yank it up and down through the water. Your tiny shoulders look like they might pop out with every jolt. After a few minutes, only pebbles are left. You could barely hold the sieve above water. Your cousin scoops the pebbles out by hand and piles them to the side. Then you start again. 10 times. 15 times. For one sack. You have several sacks each day. By the end of the day, you have 3 sacks of cobalt. Men come and buy them. The whole team earns about $1 each. You don't see any of it. You're a child. You just work. Then your father dies. You're 11. Your mother's alone with 7 children. Level 3. Tunnel Digger. You're not 18 yet, so you can't register with the cooperative. Instead, you work under a Chinese boss called Chief Banza. He tells you where to dig. He pays you about $1 a day. So you wake up at dawn and you walk to the mine, and you come back at sunset and you do it again the next day. One day, a large rock falls on your head while you're digging. You go home with a thick scar running down the right side of your head where the hair never grows back. You recover. You go back to the mine because the family needs every dollar the children can earn. When you're 14, Chief Banza tells you that you're strong enough to dig tunnels. The best cobalt is 20, 30 meters underground. The ground is hard. It takes 2 months of digging before you find anything. You climb down the shaft by pressing your arms and legs against the walls and working your way down. 30 meters to the bottom. While you're digging, Chief Banza gives you food and $1 a day. But once you find the cobalt, he tells you that you owe him back for everything he gave you. If you don't agree, you can't work. And if you try to work somewhere else, he'll send soldiers to your home and take the money from your family. Chief Banza is known to be a dangerous man. So you stay. Some days you earn $1. Some days you earn nothing. Your head hurts. Your neck hurts. The skin on your feet is bleeding. Your hands are covered in blisters. Your chest is burning inside. You'll do it again tomorrow. Sometimes you stay underground for an entire night. You sleep in the chamber at the bottom, or deeper inside the tunnel. The air pump is the only thing keeping you from suffocating. When you fill enough sacks with heterogenite, one of you climbs back up the shaft and pulls the sacks to the surface using a rope tied to a plank of wood over the opening. One evening, you gather with the others at the bottom of the shaft to organize your exit. There's a rope tied to a tree above. You're near the front with your friend. He takes the rope first. You're beneath him. You climb for a few minutes. Then the entire tunnel falls around you. It happens so fast, it's like the ground swallows you. You can't move. You can hardly breathe. Your heart is burning inside. Some people started to dig for you. You and your friend are close to the top. The people pulled you out. Your legs are shattered. Level 4. The manager of the depot. You're 32 years old, and you come from Wuhan. You apply for a manager position at a Chinese mining company. Posting in the Congo is the only option you can find after more than a year of searching. During the interview, they show you photos of comfortable apartments. You accept and move to Congo. The conditions are not what they promised. The apartment's small, and you share it with 3 other employees. Your salary is half of what they told you. But if you break the contract, word will get out, and you won't find work again. Even going home will be difficult. So you stay. You work at Depot 88 in Kolwezi 6 days a week, 10 in the morning until 6 in the evening. You buy heterogenite from artisanal miners and pit bosses, record the transactions, argue over price and grade. At the end of the day, you deliver the money to your boss at the mine. You earn about $1,300 a month. That's half of what you were promised. It's also 20 times more than the men who dig the cobalt you're buying. Your wife and son are back in Wuhan. Your son was 2 when you left. He's 4 now. You see their faces on WeChat. You wonder if he knows who you are. In the evenings, you eat at the Chinese restaurant in the compound. They have a satellite dish so you can watch programs from home. You can also watch shows on your phone. Your favorite's a fantasy series about alien races living together on another planet, fighting over limited resources. You're stuck far from home, isolated. The days are all the same. But you're one rung higher on the chain, and that rung makes all the difference. Level 5. CEO of the largest cobalt company in the world. You started with bean sprouts. Literally, you sold them at a market every morning. At 33, you started your own business. 1 room, 100 square meters, a few iron pots. You extracted nickel oxide from chemical waste and sold it. Then you found cobalt. You flew to Congo with a borrowed translator. While other companies were afraid of the region, the instability, the corruption, the risk, you saw something else. You saw the largest cobalt reserves on Earth. You saw that whoever controlled the ground controlled the future. And you had the Chinese government behind. So you opened your first mine. You haven't been back since. The University of Lubumbashi gave you a doctorate. You framed it. It hangs somewhere. Your motto is, in the era of fast fish eating slow fish, speed is a skill. You won. Not because your product was better. Because you got the cobalt cheaper than anyone else. Because you own the mines, the processing, the refineries, the whole chain. From the ground to the battery. You call it vertical integration. The tunnel diggers in Kolwezi call it something else. They don't call it anything, actually. They just dig. You fly to the factory by private jet. Your suits are made to measure. The best fabric. No visible label. Only people like you would notice. In China, showing off wealth is a political risk. You live behind a gate with guards. You have a private doctor, a nutritionist, and access to the best private hospitals. Your daughter studied abroad. You're 65 years old. You're on the Forbes Billionaire list. Level 6. CEO of an electric vehicle giant. You have your own city in Texas. You're the richest man on Earth. Your net worth is larger than the GDP of most countries. You own a fleet of private jets. You have a $200,000 watch. You track your diet. You optimize your sleep. You monitor your health with the best doctors money can find. Your face is on the cover of magazines. The man who's saving humanity from climate change. Your last post on X about ethical supply chains got millions of likes. Your factories are spotless. Robots move with millimeter precision, assembling batteries that will power the future. You call it clean energy. Zero emissions. The future of the planet. Congolese families sued you. Their kids dug cobalt for your batteries in underground tunnels for $2 a day. Some died in tunnel collapses. Others came out crippled. The family said you knew. The case was dismissed. Not because nothing happened, because the court decided that buying cobalt doesn't make you responsible for where it comes from. When shareholders asked about child labor in your supply chain, you said, "I recommend complaining to phone manufacturers." You've never seen the scar on the 14-year-old's head. You don't know the name of the baby who slept in the cardboard box. Your stock goes up because someone delivers cobalt cheaper than anyone else. You're saving the planet, just not the one they live on.